This park ranger began his day with a surprising phone call. Someone said there was an elephant stuck in a tree. When the ranger arrived, he tried to get the elephant to come down, but it wouldn't move. Then he discovered something shocking that made him very pale. What did he find? And why didn't the elephant want to leave the tree? Frank was driving around the nature reserve like he usually did, checking the fences. Everything seemed normal until he got a surprising call from a coworker. The coworker sounded serious, so Frank thought it might be a joke at first. But he got curious and decided to check it out. When Frank got to where his coworker said to go, he saw something unbelievable. A baby elephant stuck in a tree. He worried about how it got there. Was it separated from its family? Frank and the other ranger didn't know what to do to help the elephant. They guessed it might be stuck and tried to tempt it down with food. But that didn't work. Then Frank remembered that a rhino was brought into the reserve that day, maybe with a crane. He thought the crane could help get the elephant down. They called headquarters, and luckily, the crane was free. They got in touch with the crane team, who came and used the crane to rescue the baby elephant. They were happy it worked, but something unexpected happened next. Frank and his friend let the elephant go, and it quickly ran back to a tree and climbed it really fast. The team thought the elephant was stuck, but it seemed to like being up high. They were confused and wanted to figure out why, but then a big car showed up. Another ranger came and said something bad happened. There was a hole in the fence overnight. Frank checked the cameras and saw some people breaking the fence. It was strange because they had just checked the fence. They wondered if the people were still in the reserve and if they took anything. To find out, Frank had to look through the cameras, which was hard. After looking for a while, Frank found the people in the footage again. They scared away some elephants by making noise. Then they chased a baby elephant towards a tree. But a bigger elephant protected the baby and let it climb the tree to safety. The bad people then went after the big elephant. Frank realized they used the baby elephant to trick the big one. It worked, and they caught the big elephant and took her away from the reserve. Frank understood why the baby elephant didn't want to leave the tree. It was scared of people and wanted to be safe. Frank realized they needed to save the captured mother elephant. That was the main goal, to make sure the baby elephant was safe too. So, they quickly told the authorities for help. When the police came, they figured out who the bad guys were. The sheriff knew their way of doing things from before. He said these poachers had done this in other places nearby, so they knew how to sneak into this one. Frank and his team, along with the police, made a plan to rescue the mother elephant and make the reserve safe again. Frank told the police that everyone was ready to help however they could. The sheriff was hopeful because they could get to the place where it happened the next day. Usually it took 2 days because the poachers were good at hiding. It seemed the poachers had come twice, which meant they might come again that night. This was a chance to catch them, so the police and rangers made a plan. Frank thought the poachers would use the old hole, but the sheriff said they usually make new ones. So, Frank looked at the reserve map and found where the cameras were. They guessed the poachers would come in from the riverbank because it's a good spot for catching animals. They started leading elephants and rhinos there to attract the poachers. Rangers and police hid nearby, ready to catch the poachers when they came. When night came, everyone got in position, waiting for the poachers. Frank watched the camera and saw movement by the fence behind them, showing the poachers were close. They all waited anxiously until the sheriff gave the signal to catch them. They caught the poachers successfully, and Frank felt proud. But they still needed to find the mother elephant. "Let's go!" Frank yelled, telling his friends to come with him. The rangers got into their trucks and started driving, with the police following behind. The place where the bad guys were was near the nature reserve, but they couldn't see any cages, and the mommy elephant was nowhere to be seen. Had they come too late? Was their work for nothing? Just when Frank was thinking about this, he heard a faint sound, the noise of chains and quiet breathing, coming from behind some bushes. Frank walked carefully towards the bushes and found out they were hiding something. He moved them carefully and saw a cage with the mommy elephant inside. They had done it. Quickly, the rangers tied the cage to the truck and took the elephant back to the reserve. Now, they were waiting for something important. Would the baby elephant come down from the tree? They went back to where everything started that day, and they let the mommy elephant go, feeling hopeful but not sure what would happen. When they opened the cage, the mommy elephant came out, and right away, the baby elephant came down from the tree and joined her. "What a great day," Frank said, feeling happy with his friends. This wasn't how he thought his day would begin, but he was really glad it happened. They not only saved the mommy elephant and her baby, but also helped catch the bad guys. The sheriff thanked Frank and the rangers, saying they played a very important role in catching the bad guys. He knew the police couldn't have done it without them. It was a big win for everyone involved.